Don in London, good morning, and it's April 6th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addictions to either substance or behaviour. My addictions, alcohol, my behaviour, as well as alcoholic, workaholic, relationshipaholic, trying to be perfect and never so. Always had a feeling of less than, not sure, driven by fear, putting on a brave face and utilising ego maybe more than it is worth utilising. And what I'm learning as I keep in sober living, just one day at a time, is that life can be more balanced. It won't stop life experiences happening which are at the extremes of living. But if I can keep an open mind, be open, honest and willing, and make the day work without putting a drink inside me to take the edge off, or to blot out reality, and prefer oblivion, then I've got a better chance of being a part of, included, and in the game of life, or just in the experience of life. I don't think life is a game. It's an experience. It's experiencing every day and learning a bit of wisdom as we go along. So what helps me keep sober just one day at a time is simply the fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't speak for it, but I speak about my experiences and what it has done for me. So there are no leaders in the fellowship, and it's just a bunch of ordinary people getting together from all walks of life, from what you might call the bottom to the high, from the left to the right. The diversity is anyone and everyone who has one simple thing in common: alcohol, or that substance, or that behaviour. And if I wasn't in AA, I guess I might be in another fellowship, another anonymous fellowship, trying to make one day work at a time, if I survived long enough to get there. And that is a problem for many people who are stuck in the addiction. How on earth do you get to a place of being well, or in recovery, and keep it going? Well, I've only found one way so far, and I've tried many. So AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, is the backbone of my recovery, and it makes everything else possible. So I go to meetings regularly, and at the beginning of every meeting we share the AA preamble, which is a statement, and it goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy, and certainly doesn't support my videos. These are my activities. Neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. That is it, really. That's the statement. It's there about sobriety. And I'm just getting something off my screen. That's better. So where am I today? Monday morning, and it's bright. It's going to get rainy, and I had a great day yesterday. I was in good company for lunch, extremely good company for lunch, and we went to Battersea Park. And then later I went to a couple of meetings of AA. And on Sundays there's meetings of AA all round here, where I live. And I guess I'm spoiled for choice. And I decided to go to a newcomers meeting first, where I get in touch with why it is I'm in the fellowship. And then went to a more established meeting, which is all about experience, strength and hope, and the traditions of the fellowship. So it gives us a bit of background about recovery, unity and service. So on the one hand, for individuals there is open, honest and willing 12 steps, which are just merely suggestions. And then on the other side we have what keeps the fellowship together, which is about recovery, service and unity, and those traditions which keep AA afloat on a daily basis. And AA is changing as people change, as society changes, as community changes, as attitudes and behaviours change. So the gift is that as we are changing too, changing our attitudes and behaviour about what we can do to keep in recovery, we keep in the game of life, in this life, and not excluded from it, from isolation, drinking or whatever substance or behaviour keeps us separate and excluded. So what helps me besides just going to meetings, and the reasons why I do these YouTube videos is simply, it's part of my daily meditation at the moment. I might change them to evenings where I share more about the day in hand, but I'm not sure yet. And you know, I was talking to some newcomers yesterday, and somebody I know, 10 months recovery, gets angry and resentful, goes out for a drink, comes back 4 days later, said they've had a slip and a relapse. And the good thing is that they came back and admitted it promptly. And the reason why it's so good is because it's cutting out this guilt and shame about not being perfect. Nobody is perfect, and it's very easy to fall into the feeling that if we fail in some way and we've let ourselves down, we cannot come back. And the gift was this person came back almost immediately. And then later at the second meeting I bumped into somebody who is also back from a relapse, and they cannot explain why. And there is no why or wherefore. If we're an addict and in the addiction and we isolate and feel excluded, we get to one place often very quickly, and that's resenting our lives and ourselves for not being good enough. So the gift of these two people coming back reminds me how easy it is. A drink is only an arm's length away, and I need to be vigilant, as anybody in recovery needs to be vigilant. Otherwise we forget to include ourselves, to be a part of, and to be able to be in fellowship, friendship, family, community, all those things. It's so easy to go wrong, and it's as easy to go right, and sometimes we can't tell the difference. So we have to be very, very careful and keep with what works. And what works for me are using the Daily Reflections, this book, and As Bill Sees It, this book. These are all daily readers, if you like. And this 12-step and 12 tradition, which outlines the 12-step program for individuals and the 12 traditions which hold fellowship together. And they're important. Everything is important, and we get from it what we can. And this daily reflection book covers one of the 12 steps of action each month. And being April, it's step 4, which is all about doing a fearless moral inventory to find out who we are and what we can improve on, and what we need to let go. So it says here, a lifetime process. We were having trouble with personal relationships. We couldn't control our emotional natures. We were a prey to misery and depression. We couldn't make a living. We had a feeling of uselessness. We were full of fear. We were unhappy. We couldn't seem to be of real help to other people. These words remind me that I have more problems than alcohol, that alcohol is only a symptom of a more pervasive disease. When I stopped drinking and began a lifetime process of recovery from unruly emotions, painful relationships and unmanageable situations, that's what happened. This process is too much for us without help from a higher power and our friends in fellowship, and the higher power is what you choose it to be. When I began working the steps of the AA program, many of these tangled threads unravelled, but little by little the most broken places of my life straightened out. One day at a time, almost imperceptibly, I healed. Like a thermostat being turned down, my fears diminished. I began to experience moments of contentment. My emotions became less volatile. I am now once again a part of the human family. And how important is that? It's vital that we get back into society and plugged in, and if we can, to family. And in As Bill Sees It, this one, page 70, Truth the Liberator. How truth makes us free is something that we AAs can well understand. It cuts the shackles that once bound us to alcohol. It continues to release us from conflicts and miseries beyond reckoning. It banishes fear and isolation. The unity of our fellowship, the love we cherish for each other, the esteem in which the world holds us, all of these are products of the truth which, under God or good conscience, we have been privileged to perceive. Just how and when we tell the truth or keep silent can often reveal the difference between genuine integrity and none at all. Step 9 emphatically cautions us against misusing the truth when it states we make direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others, because it points up the fact that the truth can be used to injure as well as to heal. This valuable principle certainly has a wide-ranging application to the problem of developing integrity. And I guess really open, honest, willing, finding truth, and as Gandhi said, God is truth, God is love, God works through people. So when I say the serenity prayer each morning when I wake up, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It is just for today.